Hello, hello, and welcome to the return of Monday Night Megamek. After quite a bit of a hiatus, there's been a lot going on in my personal life that has kept me from having sort of a reliable Monday and a reliable place to stream from and set up from, but we are back in the new year. And we are jumping right from 50.07 to 50.11. And it's going to be quite an interesting jump. I already sort of did all the installation and brought the campaign up to date with some of the basics here. I wanted to make sure I was live to go over some of the specific changes in 5011. And we're going to get right to that. But first, last time on Monday Night Megamek, we played two missions, and I really don't exactly remember what they were. Maybe I should have looked at the previous live videos, but as I said, my life has been quite hectic lately. But here we are, going into MekHQ. Please let me know in the chat if there's sort of any volume issues. Again, I've just completely reset up everything, so I'm not entirely sure if my microphone or the music and everything is properly set up. I have a brand new webcam and everything too. So here is MegaMek 5011, the latest version, and I've updated it. There are a few new features I've noticed right off the bat, which is that in the daily activity log here, there's a couple of little sub-tabs of various topics. It looks like a combat log. There's two swords. There's a chess piece, which is some kind of different, looks like a personnel for chess piece. Plus, I'm guessing that's a Red Cross, a medical sign. This, I can't actually tell what it is. Now, mind you, my MegaMek is set to, I think, 160% scale, so it is significantly larger than what you might encounter on your personal setup. One second. Warning, this stream. Ooh, we don't want to see that. Warning, current stream bitrate is lower than recommended bitrate. Well, whatever. Can't fix that right now. Now it says it's good. Well, again, completely new house, completely different internet and all of that. Mash truck small has been added. So this is, I'm guessing, transport log. We have a little star sun icon. I have no idea what it is. A little crown. Guessing that's for when you're working for various factions, report on reputation, possibly. And whatever this final icon here is. So, yeah. Subscribe to the group. Fine. Great. Thank you for letting me know. Interstellar map. We are still on Cremond. We're finishing up a contract here, working for the Draconis Combine, or no, against the Draconis Combine, working for the Lyran Commonwealth on a garrison duty contract to protect Cremond from the Draconis Combine. Last time we updated to 50.7, they had introduced a whole bunch of elements from a Time of War role-playing campaign system into the game, and that ended up giving all of our pilots essentially a bonus 1 to gunnery and piloting, because it added their strength and their dexterity and reflexes as a sort of bonus. So there was a +1 there. That means they're getting a +1 to skills associated with that. So, pretty much all of our guys got a 1 bonus. Sherry actually got a more significant bonus, but the one change I really made before we got into here was I put her back to a 3-3, because it was originally a 4-4, and the update turned her into like a 1-2. And we are not in a position just randomly giving our pilots that kind of bonus. We want to keep this more interesting. Now, there were some updates into the infirmary, the medical system of the game, and that left Sherry here with 2 afflictions of old wounds. So no injury effects, but that and something else is keeping her from deploying as a test deployment. We also have her mech is currently inoperable, and I don't know why. Yeah, it says something about the cockpit. So what we're going to do here is just to make sure that we can, yeah, it says undamaged but yellow. Be out of ammo? I don't know. We're just going to go ahead and GM mode, restore the units. We are going to go into personnel and we are going to heal all of our stuff because we had a random update. So it changed a few things in our game, and we're just going to sort of start out as fresh as we can, try to figure out what we're doing. Infirmary, we have some prisoners from the last mission that I'm guessing we are going to assign. There we go. Optimize assignments. Oh, are we limited? Oh, she can only see one patient at a time now. Interesting. We need some more doctors then. Or perhaps we need more beds. We'll figure it out. Cause let's look at here. HR capacity. We are at 67 out of 60. We need more HR. Unit composition. Mostly mech. That's not a surprise. We have a MASH capacity. We need more MASH. We need more doctors. What have we got here? High medics, release menus, purchase parts. Because there is an option here. Let's see if I can go through MegaMek lineup and its campaign options and show you some of the stuff I specifically noticed updating here. Medical, yeah, use alternative methods. Easy alternative. So this advanced medical will use injuries based on the advanced hit locations in a time of war. Companion healing times are based on real world values. Where's the MASH? That might be in logistics, actually. No deliveries in transit. Actually, that makes sense. No deliveries in transit. We shouldn't have somebody chasing us in a drop ship and suddenly arriving. So I'm just trying to remember where I saw. I think it's, well, I'll cover. There's something about MASH trucks where you need MASH trucks and a doctor capacity, yeah, 4 to 25 to continue on with stuff. But right now we're just going to jump into a game because we have our command lance is in good shape. And we have a scenario all set and ready to go, which is a turning point, and that's going to start 22nd tomorrow. We're going to assign our command lance to that. Close. Advance a day. And we're going to go. We're going to launch. We're going to go right into a game. Briefing room. Take a peek here. So our command lance has a battle value of 8,681. Enemy Draconis Combine forces have a less battle value. So despite the fact that they are a force coming at us, we'll see here, a superior enemy force is in pursuit, intent on overwhelming and eliminating your units before they can escape. Your mission is to break free and reach the opposite edge of the engagement zone with at least 50% of your forces intact. Survival and mobility are your priorities. This is not a battle of attrition. Expect the enemy to use speed, encirclement tactics, and suppression fire to slow your advance. They have the numbers, but you have the initiative. Use terrain, evasive maneuvers, and covering fire to outmaneuver them. If they manage to pin you down, your escape will become far more difficult. Keep moving and do not allow them to dictate the fight. The enemy will control the battle through the end of the engagement, meaning there'll be no chance to recover fallen assets. This is a fight for survival. Get clear, regroup, and live to fight another day. Your employer has deployed you alongside an integrated force. Artillery base. Allied artillery units will support your deployment with indirect fire. Comm center. Additional allied ground forces are approaching the area. So we actually have more BV than them. The update should, yeah, from Derek, the update should have given you a small MASH truck or a MASH variant Sherpa, so you have some infirmary beds. Yep. Yeah, that I did get that. I should see if I have actual drivers to put in the truck. I don't know if it comes with drivers, but we will deal with that after this. Hold on a second. Put the pause screen up. We're in the pre-launch window here. I don't think there's anything of note to edit or check here. Sometimes I change the enemy op for AI, but we're just gonna jump right into the game. All right, and I do need to fix one thing, which is the nameplate here. And let's move this whole thing out here. Fix that. There we go. So you're able to see that Irgun's in the Marauder, Edith is in the Warhammer, Gordana is in the Crusader. Still, I'm not getting her out of that Crusader until she gets rid of the name Banana Peel. Although apparently, I lost the N somewhere along that process. Derek, oh no, Allied artillery is the only ground force more dangerous than Op 4's artillery. Yes, Allied artillery where you have to avoid being shot by your friends. Yeah. Alright, so here we go. We are deploying somewhere, and our enemies are deploying somewhere else. So let's go down to the bottom here, the mini map. You know, I'll leave that up there. I know I have a somewhere set where you can see the map, but this is a very long map. Alright, we are going to deploy, and I don't think we are too much to worry about. There's not much in the way of terrain, not much in the way of things to sort of get in the way and eliminate our ability to just run through this. So we're just going to pick the low terrain over here and off the edge so things can go. And we're actually going to face that way because I'm not sure if they're chasing after us from behind or they're going to be ahead of us. So this might seem a little bit silly, but I'm going to start off facing backwards until I see the enemy and actually just move backwards. Let's double check this here. Yeah, they start on the south. So all of our enemies will be popping in right on this same deployment edge. So we are going to want to back up. My dog, which I've recently reacquired, I love her to death. My dog is on the bed behind me, sort of popping her head up and staring at me like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Dad? This isn't petting me. And nothing to shoot at, so we're gonna skip firing. I hear you faintly whimpering, Cheddar. You just went out. You just had dinner. Aha! There they are. They are moving. Those big giant arrows, for anyone watching who isn't aware of, that means Allied artillery is aiming at these two hexes and will arrive next turn. Now, they're not guaranteed to actually hit those hexes. There's a random roll to determine where they actually land, and the target number is pretty high, so they are more likely than not to completely miss those spots. Waiting to see where everybody moves. It looks like the opposition Draconis Combine, which should not be white. I'm going to go back in and try to figure out why they've defaulted to white here and our allies brown, because you can change your ally camo here. And they're going after this archer. I'm just going to move backwards and kill them all is the plan. TVZ, we can do that. And we have... Alright, now let's see if I can change to the display here. Awesome moves, best pop moves. Unit display label. There we go. Phoenix Hawk. Control B. Because I want to see if they have nicknames. And they do not. So yeah, I think somewhere along the lines they changed every single enemy pilot getting a nickname. Because, I mean, that was a funny part of some of the first few videos, seeing the randomly named enemies. But now we don't have this. So this is just a Phoenix Hawk. It's a 4.5. We have a Hetzer wheeled assault vehicle. Now that could be scary depending on what it's got on it. An AC-20. So yeah, we're going to go after the AC-20 first. That needs to go away. And we are going to go solid shot, deal 30 damage to that thing right off the start. Done firing. Warhammer. Again, we do not like that there's an enemy AC-20 on the field. We are going to get rid of the enemy AC-20 on the field. It is the biggest normal gun in the game in 3025. Yeah, we don't necessarily. I think 50 damage coming at it. It is. So each one of those squares is about 5 armor, if I remember correctly. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, so 50 damage coming at it is probably enough to, if not destroy it, at least severely hurt it. And the next options are a Rifleman is a 4.5, a Panther that's a 4.5, Gunnery 5 pilot, or Gunnery 4 piloting 5, Urban Mech 4.5. These are all, oh, here we go, a Wasp that's a 5.6. I was just about to say we have all standard enemies, and then we have the newbie there coming out of it. So we're just gonna shoot. Gordana, you're gonna shoot at the closer thing. You are an aggressive lady, and you're gonna want to go after the Phoenix Hawk. Let's watch your heat. Not going over heat. There we go. Hopscotch with the LRMs. Let's torso twist you. Control, so you can torso twist. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. Is it shift now? Yeah, it's shift. I was hitting control. Shift A, shift D will torso twist your mech during the firing phase. And heck it. We're gonna just fire the LRMs at that rifleman. Alright, so this is the new round report. We can see green. The colors match the assigned colors. Now, it's assigned by player number, and so our enemies are green, our allies are red. I wish they would change that by default, because that is sort of counter to the natural assumption. But here we go. Hetzer fires the AC-20 at the Sentinel. Needs 8 rolls, 8 hits. So, the Sentinel's behind cover. Saves it from possible death right there. But we are going to look for us. There we go. Get a gun, shoots the Hetzer for heavy damage. Not quite enough to kill it. So we have a hit, and a miss. Oh, it needs 5 roll 6, so a glancing blow, because apparently the Hetzer has a narrow low profile, so it does half damage. There we go. It is destroyed. Edith destroys it with her PPCs, so there we go. I'm glad we didn't invest much more damage into that. Phoenix Hawk shoots a hopscotch. Hits, but that is a longbow. That thing has a lot of armor. Alright, guys. Give me 1 second here. Is that it? Are you all set? Drinking some more water. Yes, Cheddar. Alright, let's put up a little notice here. I'm gonna go AFK for a second because of the dog. Or not. I tried to take her outside, offer her to go outside, and she turned around, sat back down on her bed. She's 14. She is a senior puppy. She is very particular and sometimes doesn't quite know how to communicate what she wants. So I'm going to keep one ear open for her and continue playing. All right. We left off with the longbow firing at the rifleman. We have one miss, one hit. Total of 12 damage. Rifleman doesn't have that much health. Our allied archer falls over. Now this archer, I'm guessing. Now our allies tend to be not particularly good pilots. So what is this archer? Can we take a peek here? It's prone on the ground, and it is, yes, it is a 5.6. Ah, yes, the mechs piloted by inexperienced pilots that are far bigger than you could normally expect. Fantastic. Physical combat, we are not in range of anything, but they are in range of that fallen archer, and they're going to be kicking it. Our meat shields are still very effective. Alright. Our team rolls a 6, their team rolls a 6, but we do a tiebreaker and they beat us, so they're going to see where we move, but that doesn't really matter because they're going to go after our allies, and we are going to continue our unique strategy of just running backwards to shoot at them. Feels like the AI is taking a little bit longer to process moves than previously. Here we have the artillery fire. We have two thumper artillery vehicles and one long tom. And we have all of them rolling, needing a 12. So each shot is a 1 in 36 chance of hitting. And the other problem is the amount that it sort of skews off of the target hex is based off of how badly it misses its target. So needing a 12 and rolling a 4 means that long tom shot goes pretty far away, and you can see where some of the explosions are sometimes. But yeah, like if you can see when they're targeting these hexes and they hit these hexes, oh boy, our allies, lots of fun. But this Phoenix Hawk chose to move forward after that Sentinel or our longbow, and that means that Phoenix Hawk is in the death zone, and it is just going to die. All the lasers. We're going to try not to overheat because we are trying to run away. We did shoot with a longbow. It does have 2 medium lasers. Shooting at the Phoenix Hawk as a primary target in short range, but as a secondary target, do we want to try to shoot at, say, I don't know, this Panther in medium range on 28s? Might as well shoot the LRM-5s because we have them for some reason. Alright. Air gun with a Marauder shoots the Phoenix Hawk here. Oh, takes off the left arm. Damage continues on. Medium lasers. Not much else to report specifically, but the Warhammer, Edith, is shooting at the same Phoenix Hawk. Damage transfers from what would be the left arm into the left torso. 6 internal structure left on the left torso. Medium laser puts that down to 1 internal structure left on that torso. That Phoenix Hawk is not doing well. Cheddar! Why are you whimpering? Alright, Phoenix Hawk is shot at by our ally Sentinel. Hits the right arm, destroys the machine gun. Then we have a lot of allied fire coming in at the disabled archer. Alright. Gordana shoots a PPC and 2 medium lasers at that same Phoenix Hawk. Managed to destroy the left torso. So that thing is really hurting. The Phoenix Hawk chooses to shoot at our longbow. Hits with a single medium laser. Longbow turns fire with and hits with a single medium laser, but this one does a lot more damage, taking off the right arm. So that Phoenix Hawk just lost both its left arm, its right arm, and is taking damage to the right torso. So, ouch. Yeah. Allied archer still not doing well. Yep. So it did manage to stand this during the movement phase and fell. Now it falls again. Pilot does not take damage. The enemy Phoenix Hawk that we just blasted apart falls. So there's that. We can't kick it because there's nothing in physical attack range, but this is going to be a backwards walk in the park, I believe. Yes, superior enemy force. They have numbers, but what we have is a lot bigger mechs with a lot better pilots. And by the time they destroy our meat shield, I mean, in theory, if we were playing more of an RPG sense, you know, defend the allies, but this is a scenario that is specifically telling us that an overwhelming enemy force is engaging us and we are supposed to be retreating. So are we going to try to save the archer? No, not this time. What we are going to do is kill that Phoenix Hawk. And it's basically open, so we are going to cluster shot that thing. And you know what, Ergon, you can gain a little bit of heat because you're faster than most other things here. And fine. Kill it. Kill it with more lasers and PPCs. 9 on that striker there. Yeah, we'll do it. Hopscotch, what do you got with your LRMs? Your best shot. Oh, you have the immobile Pegasus. Yeah, let's go ahead and give you that kill. Alright, got a gun. Hits with both PPCs and gets the ammo with the LBX into the center torso for, yeah, machine gun ammo. 392 damage. So in 3025 tech for Inner Sphere, you have to bring full tons of ammunition specifically for machine guns. Machine gun ammos is 1 ton, 1 crit, 200 rounds. And those 200 rounds explode for 400 damage. 2 damage each. It is the most explosive single crit, single ton of anything in the game. And it's also for one of the least useful weapons in Intertech often. So, yeah, having machine gun ammo in your center torso is can be a death sentence. And it just was. That mech just is completely gone. Exploded up through. And we don't need to rest the work about other fire here. Gordana does hit the Striker light tank in the turret. Pegasus is immobile. Crew stunned. So yes, we do hit with both LRM-20s, but we don't quite hit the right magical pops of damage to actually kill it. Alright. Same plan. We're gonna move backwards. And we're actually, I think at this point, yeah, we're gonna keep, we'll do one more turn of backwards movement with the longbow. But we're gonna not do a full backwards, move 2x's back and rotate, so the next turn we can have a little bit more movement to rotate and start moving just off the map. Let's see here. Yeah, we have a single PPC on 12, and this is with a gun who has, you know, the piloting advantage, so we're just not gonna bother firing. Same here, not gonna bother firing. We're gonna cool down. Here, Cordana has a little bit further forward. She can actually shoot the Striker on 9s with her PPC, so she's going to do that. And Hopscotch with your LRMs. What have you got in your sights? Got a Griffin on 7. Yeah, you can just shoot that Griffin on 7s. Boom. Yeah, rifle and shoot the longbow hits, but we've got plenty of armor left. Not much else to report. Some punches. Clicking through phases. Yeah, this is going to be the boring part of the mission. We're just kind of like, it's guaranteed that we've won. Actually, you know what we can do in this position of it's guaranteed that we'll go, we can just do slash victory. We don't need to fight this whole retreat out. So we're gonna do that, and it should end after this. So there we go. We win because it's a retreat. We can't claim any salvage. We can't do whatever. It's a guaranteed victory. We don't need to expend the ammo because at this point we can just turn around and run off the map and kill anything that shoots at us. So there we go. It's like, oh man, this is the boring part of the mission where it's like, we're definitely going to win, and then, no, we're done. We're going to skip that. All right. Do you want to declare your side is controlling the battlefield? The scenario template states that the enemy always retains battlefield control. No, they control the field. We are undamaged. Let's shrink that a little bit so we can go to see you guys can see the next buttons here. We are undamaged. We are unhurt. We have some kills. And yeah, we reach that with everything. That doesn't matter. Victory. Fantastic. First victory of the night. Derek the First. Yeah, Princess wasn't going to catch feud from that position. Absolutely not. Because we could have continued moving backwards, and in theory, we could have killed all of them, killed the entire force pursuing us, but that's not what we were supposed to be doing. I guess we can say RPG-wise that was just the, you know, the frontal portion of what's supposed to be an overwhelming force. Yeah, notice enemy morale is overwhelming despite the fact that we've been beating them up constantly. So, Allied forces on the verge of collapse. Absolutely not. That's something I'm guessing that might have changed during the update, because we've been winning every time. Like, we can check our our scenario list here. Victory, 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 victory. So, alright. But we are doing okay. We're just getting hit advanced. Double check and see client options here. I want to say new day options. I'm gonna double check that. Yeah, run mass repair, mass salvage. That's the most important. One of the most important things. Make sure you have checked, so that at the start of every new day, you automatically run a mass repair, mass salvage, because it is very annoying to always have to remember to come in and hit this button or manually set all of your repairs. So parts acquisition, yeah, we can't acquire parts because we're in the middle of a mission, and ordering is limited. So we're just going to continue. Go to sort of the top here. Your admin transporter cannot use the administrative skill to create additional support points on contract. Well, you've reached the maximum of 1 support point. Okay. Well, Captain, the unit's current deployment has officially concluded. Allied Commander is awaiting formal confirmation before they can release us from our deployment obligations and authorize the disbursement of any remaining funds owed. I recommend we finalize and submit the necessary after-action reports and administrative documentation as soon as possible to avoid delays in fund release and to close out this deployment. Oh, we're coming to the end here. Once I have your confirmation, I'll be able to coordinate this process with Allied Command. Let me know how you'd like to proceed. Oh, I think what they're doing is complete mission. Success, yes. Captain, some prisoner put a request to join the company. Timing's not great, but it's on the table. If you want to see their file before you finish things here, I can put them. I'll take a look. Okay. So let's take a look at these prisoners. I have a feeling I don't actually want any of them. Derek, the first comment. Morale logic was definitely broken, and the devs spent a lot of time fixing it. For the last version, they were so frustrated by the code that someone ran it by hand to check for errors. Yeah. I can't tell you how many times playing these games I will be doing decisive victory after decisive victory, and the enemy morale will be like, we're gonna win! It's like, I slaughtered you multiple times. What's going on here? Prisoners, wars, and bondsmen. Alright, Okay, what do we have here? Gunnery mech 8. No, oh gosh, no, you're bad. No. Yeah, veteran mech warrior here. Jacon's combine guy 21. He's a 3-4. Okay. He's a knack for making things disappear, money, data, even entire shipments. Yeah, no, I don't like any of these guys. So, no. Let's see, what are the options here? Try the advanced day. Better take another look. Oh, briefing room. Complete mission. Success. It's your last chance to create any prisoner defectors. Ignore them. I don't want any of them. Captain, they've named their price for the return of their captured personnel. Yeah, give me that money. Nobody wants to leave the unit this time. Here we go. We have awards at the end of a thing. Look at all these people getting 1 XP. Isn't that a lot? Here we go. Ah, this is the fun one. Every time you complete one, you get these 12 pilot kills, 36 lance kills, and so on. This can actually add up. Issue those awards. Here we go. Enlisted during a time of war and defense of a house world. Everybody gets that one. Donnie Carson, veteran vehicle crew / ground marksman, gunnery skill 5+. Excellent. Okay, partook in combat actions to support the Third Succession War. Look at all those awards, because this is the first contract we've completed with these guys. So woo! Now the goal for Irgan as commander, as a secret watch operative, is to complete a veteran or elite contract with every great house. So this absolutely does not count for anything, but we have 9 million C-bills in the pocket. We are, I don't know where it says for our, oh, it should be saying right here. We are a veteran force, so we should be able to get, yeah, you're standing with a line combat increased by 3.85 regard. You are still unaccredited. You're standing with a mercenary review board has increased by 3.85 regard. You are still registered. So I guess that probably doesn't mean much of anything. So we should now, we are on a garrison contract, so this world should just be open for access to us. So we should be able to acquisition stuff a lot better all of a sudden. It is March 28th. I think we'll go to the next month. A powerful military figure with a lion commonwealth has taken an interest in me. Ooh. Yeah, it's 50.07. They introduced the standing, the reputation. So this is all brand new stuff to me. I haven't played much MegaMek outside of... Oh, let me rephrase this. I haven't played any MegaMek outside of Monday Night MegaMek since the last one. So I am not up to date on much of anything, but here we go. New month, new contracts, new stuff. I hit the button, right? Yeah, we're waiting. Oh, 31st. Time for employee turnover check. Alright. Pay bonus. What's the role? Custom modifier. Sure, roll. Everyone stays. Great. April 1st. 55 personnel gained vocational XP. Personnel market updated. Unit market updated. Contract market updated. Well, let's start with the unit market. We can go vehicles right now. Mechs, Vindicator, Merlin. Why do I think that I like Merlins? Medium laser, flamer, PPC. That's pretty standard. Oh, I could use a grasshopper. 66 million. That's too big of a chunk of our stuff. But what do we have here? We have some extra mechs. I think we were customizing some stuff, but that might not have saved over. Alright, because we have an Ostrock, 60 tons. Is this the one we customized? Yeah, no, 14. This is not the one we were messing around with. We were trying to get something with jump jets because Sherry Hopscotch has jumping jack. Yes, jumping jack. Only suffers a +1 to hit penalty for jumping rather than the +3. So she is a fantastic jumper. As much as I like her in the longbow, I want her in a jumping mech. So we need to find out. There we go, 585. This is the one. Medium, 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 PPC, medium laser, 14 heat sinks, 385. We want her jumping in this thing. It is not going to be heat efficient. Yeah, tech crew force, but we are removing that from TOE. Ooh, I have to remember which one it is. Alright, which one is it? It's the EC1. Emerald Cast 1. There we go. That's why the name. Alright. Signed a unit. Emerald Cast 1. There we go. She has her customized. Now the problem is this might have completely changed sort of the thing on the upper right. Ah, I'm in the wrong screen. I want to be on the MekHQ screen. There we go. So that's done. Longbow. Definitely don't want to get rid of the longbow. Longbows are great. But I do want to customize the longbow because we have a simple customization, dude. No. Customize a mech lab. Because really we're seeing Phoenix Hawk and cannot jump in essentials together, but an Ostrock can. Yep. We are getting rid of the LRM5s on this thing because it doesn't want the LRM5s. Yeah, so Sherry Hopscotch started with the Wyvern and it just did not perform well for us ever at all. We did not like it. So heat, and actually we have plenty of heat sinks. So what we're going to do here, let's get rid of the LRM-5. Let's add some more medium lasers because we can. And we're still 3 tons short. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 medium lasers. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30 heat. We sink 20. So let's put a few more heat sinks on this thing. Sign criticals. It already has heat sinks in the leg. It's great. You know what? Let's give it. And let's put the lead laser forward facing because I can. Wahahaha. Alright, begin refit. There we go. Veteran 7+. We got you. Longbow AC Mark II, yes. Boom. The LRM-5 is a weapon of dubious honor. Yeah. Jump jets are heat sinks. I'm not putting jump jets on a longbow. That just feels wrong to me. It just feels wrong to me. What else we got here? We have an Ostsoul and an Ostrock. Yeah, not much of it. I'm gonna sell one of them. I'm gonna sell the crippled one. Turn where sell for, yeah. Confirm. I'm gonna sell. There we go. Now we have some amount of money. And while I just customized the Ostrock, I still kind of want to buy that Grasshopper. Nobody expects a jumping longbow. Nobody expects, yeah, not at all. We have 2 backup Crusaders. We're going to sell one of them. I'm going to keep the Ostsoul. Maybe I should have kept the Ostrock for backup parts for the other Ostrock. Or we sell it. Let's sell it. I'm fine with selling it. Keeping the longbow, keeping the backup Crusader, Awesomes. We were keeping the Wyvern. And now we're going to look at the contract market. Alright. Let's expand this out here. We just worked for the Lyran Commonwealth, but we still want enemy experience green. No, this doesn't advance us. We don't need to work for them again. Draconis gone by. Enemy experience of veteran. So yes, this contract for the Draconis Combine against the Federated Suns, this would fulfill our sort of mission objective for the Draconis Combine here. Estimated profit 18 million. Straight support 100%. Nice. Salvage rights 0. Let's see if we can renegotiate. Elvin, can you renegotiate salvage rights to something more than 0? Please do. No, you did not. You failed. Alright. Contract length 2 months. I think we can have them pay every single dollar in transport and support expenses for 2 months for us to not have salvage, and I guess technically complete by definition the contract. And that's estimated profit 18 million. Yeah, we're gonna accept that. The enemy is gaining momentum, making coordinated strikes, and allied forces falling back. The enemy is beginning to dominate key areas of the battlefield. Understood. Your record has some rough edges. I'm Annabelle Allendogan, assigned liaison. The brass approved this deployment, but you're on review every step of the way. Plans are in place to integrate your unit into our logistics network. Surplus supplies will be redirected your way monthly, but distribution will be need-based. Frontline units with the heaviest attrition get priority. This isn't a replacement for standard procurement. However, if you've got logistics vehicles you're willing to attach to the network, we can bump your priority, ensure the unit sees a larger share. Your route to the contract system has been plotted and uploaded. Tech teams are on standby to prep your force to transport. Everything should be ready by the time you reach the staging bay. I'm looking forward to working with you. This contract requires an estimated 16 tons of cargo space among convoy forces. We don't currently have a convoy. We should work on that. But yeah, they gave us a bunch of money before the contract, so we went we went up by about 10 million, so I'm looking forward to working with you. Captain, employers offered sister personnel getting our deployment ready for transport. Sure. 121 days, accept. Alright, here we go. Captain, the Draconic Combine is offering us access to several support facilities under the current contract. We've got options: extra medical bays, a full MASH unit if things get bloody, and even a connection to some vetted security subcontractors. It's not charity. Everything comes with a monthly tag, but it could seriously lighten the load on a core team. If we want in, we'll need to commit early and stay current on payments. Miss a bill and the whole setup gangs question. Okay. So this is something new in 5011 here. So we can rent MASH facilities. Oh wow. One MASH facility is 1 C-bill per month. I don't know. We'll put in 24 feels like a good number. Kitchen facilities. Yes, we want to feed people. I don't care. I'm calling it 50 because I don't know what these numbers mean. But that is a pittance. 74 C-bills per month. That is a pittance. Each MASH facility rental will cost 1 C-bills per month and provide 25 additional MASH capacity. Cool. Great. We're going to be way over. Are you sure you'll not get a chance to tell employee what facility you want to win? Yeah, I'm confirmed. Sure. That's nothing. Close. Great. Traveling in Cremond on planet Cremond. Traveling to Olancha. 25 jumps remaining. Estimated jump cost remaining a bunch, but we shouldn't be paying that. Derek the First. Well, at least Elvin didn't renegotiate worse salvage. Yeah, negative salvage. It is the Draconis Combine. We are mercenaries. They do hate us. It is entirely possible to get negative whatever. Alright, unit market. So, we're not buying any mechs. We have mechs that we like. We don't need to spend money on it. Buffalo BFFL hover truck. What? Super heavy support vehicle. Hovercraft. For less than 1 million C-bills. They're gonna get you on the fine print with a deal like that. Yeah. Hold on here. Okay. I kind of want to buy it. Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. Battle mech recovery vehicle. Yeah. Buy one of those. And what do we have in hangar? This is all our mechs. What do we have for tanks? Okay, we do have some Maxims. We do have a MASH truck. We have a Buffalo coming in, heavy recovery vehicle. We could actually use some actual tanks to defend our convoy. I think we could use... Cool, we're going to go 2 vedettes. And that means we're going to need a whole bunch of vehicle crews. Sees compromise as failure, imposes vision regardless of input. Interesting. Of course you want to buy the Buffalo. That BFL code stands for best friend for life. Yeah. Performance. Oh, this is a interviewer's notes. Performance exam 54. This is cool. All right. So Jack Ronan here. Vehicle crew ground. Yeah. Stats, whatever. I mean, this is a convoy guy. He says his experience regular. I don't care that much about the specifics, but sees compromise as failure and poses vision regardless of input. I don't like you, Jack. Clarissa pushes into the unknown. Fearless in the face of risk, refuses retreat. Seen too much, feels nothing, not dead, just numb. Oh, she's from Terra. She's a pirate from Terra. I kind of like her as a character. I wouldn't hire her, so I'm not going to. Bente Quinteris. Follows no one for long, sets high goals, and burns through barriers to reach them. Okay, that's a negative report. These are negative. Marta refuses stagnation. Standing still equals failure in their book. Art cooking. These are a lot of just performance exam. 33%. Rallies troops with words and actions. No false bravado. And he's got a silly looking face. Yes. Recruit. Marta. Okay, we already looked at Marta. Luya. 48%. Loyalty? Question mark. Ethics? Question mark. Dead weight. Uses people like tools. No. No. These are all negative. These are all negative. These are not reason to hire people. Performance exam. 40%. Strategy ignored. Runs on instinct and adrenaline. Sometimes lucky, always fast. Gosh, I know I'm kind of desperate for people, but these are all awful. Performance review. 45%. Calls it survival, not paranoia. Guard never drops, not for a second. Always scanning for openings. Strikes fast when advantage appears. Do we want a guy with paranoia, like that kind of attitude, on our convoy guarding it? I'm actually saying yes, because we need people, and you know he'll be constantly vigilant. Is my thought. Geoff. Strategy ignore. Oh, we already looked at him. Okay. Hilarious. What is yours? Lives for indulgence, luxury, temptation, distraction, a liability, and quiet moments. No, you're gonna be bribed. Go away. You have a funny name, but no. There we go. Performance exam, 53%. That's above 50. Fighting for peace, not conquest. Enemy is the cycle of war itself. I think you'd be great on a supply convoy. There we go. Vehicle crews. Tax. Do we have combat personnel? Soldier, vehicle crew, vessel gunner, vessel pilot. All right. Paranoid guy seems better than most of these burritos. Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly my thought. So, Jack Ronan is the sort of name you hear right after a deep voice movie announcer says, "In a world. In the dark future, 1,000 years from now." Except it's 3027. Alright, we're going to... I don't think there's any issue with us advancing multiple days now. So we are... Yeah, we're 15 jumps remaining. It's 121 days. Let's just go right ahead to a new month. That will give us right until some of the stuff arrives. Some of the personnel is there. Here we go. Let's look at the report. Nothing. More nothing, and finally nothing. Unit market updated. Great. New month. What's the option here? More buffaloes. Guys. How many buffaloes do we want? I don't think we need more than one because it's 40 tons of cargo space, but yeah. Alright, there's the vehicles. Mechs. Stalker, Stinger, Stalker, Victor. I kind of want a Victor. For 8 million, we have 18. We kind of have to get a Victor because we have a pilot with jumping jack. Deliver 21 days. Yeah, I'm buying the Victor. I'm buying it. Multiple days. New month. And Cheddar is dead asleep and no longer faintly whimpering for attention. And there we go. Jump share disappeared to the unit market. I don't think we can afford it. Show large vessels. Here we go. Yeah. Star-Lord jump ship. It is, yeah, several orders of magnitude off of what we can afford. I want it. I'd love to have our own jump ship. But no. We need a drop ship before we get a jump ship, I think. And those are expensive enough. Cool. Great. Oop. New month. We have 8 jumps remaining. Anything interesting? No. Well, let's actually take a look at our personnel by experience and see what we got here. So Ergan, who's got all of these Look at those colors and stripes of awards underneath this picture there. That is kind of silly. But yeah, what can we upgrade? Spend experience. All right. Ooh, we can actually get potentially. Oh, we're saving up. Oh. We could get laser specialist, but I don't want to. Honestly, because he's the commander, we might want to. Yeah, we can upgrade those skills. I think we want to upgrade leadership and yeah, they got rid of tactics strategy because it is very handy to be able to re-roll maps and weather conditions, and that does kind of change your ability of like how many people under your command and the penalty for re-roll. So we're gonna stick with that. Edith, who's a 2/2. When did she become a 2/2? I thought she was a 3/3. Because Irgun here. Yeah. Oh, Irgun's now a 1/1. When did I thought it was a 2/2? I'm very confused on how some of these things are just randomly changing. But alright. Well, if she's a 2/2, we are not going to. I personally like to, instead of getting my units to like ridiculous low gunnery and piloting, I like to stop them at 2/3 and start spending their experience on SPAs. Thing about MegaMek, at least in previous versions, your pilots skills and SPAs don't actually count for BV balancing in terms of what is deployed against you. What determines the skill of opponents against you is the rank of veteran, elite, and so on. So if you're fighting an elite force, they'll be roughly on par to your skill. So that also can mean sometimes that, particularly against clans, because in MegaMek they get an extra bonus, it means that clan units can be incredibly difficult. They can be incredibly skilled and hit you from far away when you are using the standard. So limiting yourself to 2/3s in most circumstances, it feels kind of better in terms of not making your forces super elite and stomping through non-other elite forces. And I don't know, it just works better in my opinion. It feels more interesting than just making all of your pilots 0/0s and stomping through. Also, SPAs are cool. Alright, Edith, what do you have here? You have no SPAs that I can see. You are a 2/2. You are currently piloting. You are currently piloting the Warhammer, if I remember correctly. Well, current skills, we're not upgrading your gunnery or your piloting. Maneuvering abilities. We're not giving you hopping jack. Hot dog reduces heat-related target rolls, e.g. ammo damage shut down by 1. Utility abilities, pain resistance, character creation only, add flaws, no, buy off flaws. We are going to do hot dog because she's in a Warhammer. Gordana has 61 experience. What can we spend it on? Well, she is a 3/4. I might actually upgrade her piloting. Can she afford to upgrade her piloting? Yes, she can. Boom. There we go. Sherry, you are a 3/3. You have hopscotch. Current skills, piloting. Gunnery. Piloting. No. Combat abilities. I think I like... Oh, she can't do hot dog. Oh, she's at 48. Yep. You get a... If your character has high intelligence, it's cheaper to upgrade their things. So... right. Mass personnel trading. So here we go. We're going to go primary role, mech tech, rank, skill, tech mech, mech tech, skill, tech mech. We got one guy to upgrade. Great. And we're done. Great. Advanced multiple days. New month. 4 jumps remaining. We should be getting close. Turnover check. Yep. Pay bonus. Yada yada. Turnover checks. I think we're good here. Roll. Nobody left. Great. Morale update. Okay, we are on planet. Enemy forces are rallying. Understood. There we go. Jumping. Okay, we managed to be here for a couple of days. Enemy condition is dominating. We're only here for 2 months. Special event and reinforcements. The next enemy morale roll gets a -1. Unit market. What is available on planet? Warhammer. Warhammer, Merlin War. Okay, nothing I care about. Hangar. Do we have the Victor mothballed? Oh, we're going to activate this. We're going to activate this. Yeah, there we go. Heat sinks 15, 464. Beat 'em laser AC 20. I know, Hopscotch, we just assigned you to your customized Ostrock, but we're going to put you in a Victor now. And we're going to remove that, and then we're going to add. There we go. Great. I'd say awesome, but it's a Victor. Haha. All right, now we. Okay, Diane Mitchell's charged having force a professional. Okay, we can deal with some of that logistic stuff later. Warning, the political climate is affecting how factions view. Yes, I thought the crown would be reputation, and it is. Alright, combat log is the one we want to focus on. There we go. Captain Employer is delivery ready for us, but is offering to expand if we can supply our own transports. We haven't set up our convoy. So, support security convoy. Oh, we did have a convoy set up. Great. Things we're learning. Let's go to tank. That's all mothballed. Mass activate with you. There we go. Activating 24 minutes. So we're working on this. Crippled, assigned person, tech. Sure. Alright, it does come with a crew. Great. And we can't assign anybody yet, so yeah, we're going to just keep going. Regular force assault, 1 day. Okay. Scroll down here. First one. This is hostile infantry and local insurgents are being reinforced by frontline enemy units. So the enemy is the Federated Sons. There we go. 15,000 BV. Alright, Draconis Combine Integrated Allies, 7,000. So our current command lance is 9,000 BV. So that definitely outdoes them. Our training is 6,000. We're not going to send them in. But what do we have in terms of anti-infantry? Because let's face, like, I don't. If you were surprised, infantry does not like dying to normal weapons. If you are not prepared to murder infantry all of a sudden, they just will survive, and it'll be horrible. I think we have some machine guns on some of this stuff, but what is on the command lance? All right, LB. I don't think that does anything. AC-20, no, LR4, no. Here we go. Machine guns on the Warhammer, and the Crusader has machine guns. We have enough machine guns that we can probably deal with infantry. The Victor is missing a tech. There we go. And we can assign our command lance. Or we can't. Okay. Alright, manage deployments. Command lines confirm. Are you sure the point owner is set confirmed the force cannot be undeployed without resetting the entire scenario? Yeah, I'm sure. Done. Interesting. Oh, nope, that's not the advanced state button. There's the advanced state button. It's today. Let's deploy. Reset deployment is all in. Okay. Start. Okay. Hostile infantry and local insurgents are being reinforced. Okay, we gotta fix this. There we go. Hostile infantry and local insurgents are being reinforced by frontline enemy units, creating a growing threat in this sector. If left unchecked, their combined strength will destabilize our operations and undermine our control of the region. Your mission is to engage and destroy at least 50% of the combined enemy force, neutralizing their ability to continue resistance. Expect a mix of tactics. The insurgents will use terrain, ambushes, and guerrilla warfare, while the frontline units will provide structured firepower and coordination. Do not underestimate either force. Eliminate them with precision, break their ability to fight, and ensure this sector is pacified. Ooh. Pacified is harsh language. We're going to be killing civilians. Yay, Dracana's combine contracts. The victor will control the battlefield at the end of the engagement, securing any remaining assets and preventing further insurgent activity. Well, we don't have salvage rights, despite trying to renegotiate it, Elvin. Strike hard, eliminate resistance to leave no doubt who commands this region. Spaceport. Local coordination has allowed the opposition to deploy a larger force to respond to presence. Industrial center. Intel on the Op 4 indicates a larger, more well-equipped force. Base of operations. An enemy mech commander has been spotted. Destroy them. Your employer is deployed alongside an integrated force. The hostile force appears to have suffered some minor battle damage in previous engagement. Okay, this is interesting. Let's load this up. Alright, MegaMek, pull this up here. Always check for aircraft, because bombers delete units. And victory conditions, there we go. Skip all phases, force victory occurs. We are all set. Alright. Our allies are red. No, enemies are red. Allies are green. Team 1. Great. Camouflage white for the Dracana's combine for some reason. We're good. Let's do this. Alright. We've got initiative. Pull up the map off here. Alright. Where are we deploying? This is an interesting map. That is a lot of crazy terrain. I'm glad we brought the victor. MegaMek is giving me another one of those weird maps where there's rivers that you can't quite cross. Wait, are the rivers animated a little bit? Did I just see that? No? Because I thought they were moving for a second. I swear they were shimmering for a second. Alright. So in terms of our best path up, just this bridge here between this area and this area. But that doesn't really help that much. This is level, so we can just cross the water here. There's depth 2, that's annoying. That is, what kind of terrain? Sand. Alright, so in theory, deploying over on the right side gives us the entire right side of the map to play with. Control it? Nope. And I don't think there's a good way to cross here. There's a level 0 to level 2, so in theory, if we need to cross over to this area, we can cross by descending down here and going up and around this way. As annoying as that is, it is, or yeah, over here as well. There are avenues to cross from that way. Starting over here is just a nightmare. So everyone's going to be over on this side. Right there. It only auto moves when you're not looking. I know. I could have sworn for a second I thought it like slightly animated, and I'm still confused. I still believe I saw it, but I am confused why it stopped. Is it only at certain zoom levels? There it is. I was right. It's slightly animated when you zoom out far enough. Can you see it? I hope you guys can see it, and I'm not hallucinating slightly shimmery water. Awesome. Not awesome. There's no awesome. Alright, we have enemy artillery. Great. Oh, wait. Planetary conditions. What are we dealing with? We have light gravity. Yes. I was like, why can the Marauder run 7? Why is that possible? Yep. You must make the following piloting checks. Need 1 base piloting skill plus 0. Use more MPs than at 1G possible. This is where having skilled pilots can break playing MegaMek, because number 1, yeah, I want to play on low gravity planets because I have upgraded piloting, and 2, Princess does not know how to do that. Look, I need a 2. I have a Marauder and a Warhammer in 3025 that can run 8 hexes. What is their new movement anyway? Where is it? Okay, so here we have Banana Peel and a Crusader that's 5'8". Bam. At 3. We got this. Banana Peel is going to be running every time. I know she's the one who needs to roll a 3 or higher so she can fall over. But her name is Banana Peel. And we have a 5'8" Victor. Yeah. This is great. This is going to be a fun 2-month contract. I might do more than 2 missions in this if this is the conditions we're dealing with. We got no shots. We're not going to have any shots with anybody this turn, so we're just going to Control Shift Enter, skip everybody. Okay, so quirks. A thing to note: Stalker has a combat computer that it's effectively 2 free heat sinks. It cools an extra 2 every turn. Some quirks make various units just ridiculously powerful, and I gotta remember to look at the quirks. But yeah, so Team 1, that's us, 16,821 BV. Team 2 is 22,000 BV. So they out BV us by a bunch. But we have the advantage of we know how to fight in heavy gravity. Is this depth 0? Yeah, we can just run through it. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. And of course, the other thing is they are going to have a heck of a time moving their forces between the various land masses. So we've already planned to combine our forces into a single charge up this way. So we're going to be fine. They're going to be split. So we might only be dealing with a few thousand BV of theirs at a time anyway. Who is this? This is Gordana. Sherry. Great. The nameplates are all the same. And we're going to go ahead and run. They're making their moves. Yep. This terrain is a bit of a nightmare in terms of line of sight, so we're probably still not going to have much of any shots. Yeah. But next turn we should be able to wander in to various positions, put the Warhammer on top of the hill there, and so on. This is the map that a longbow with jump jets would be very useful. We're going to move the Crusader first, though, because she's not going to care that much about enemy movements. We want to get our actual more combat effective things in positions where they can see enemies and start shooting. our turn. All right, so we have, here we go. An enemy unit with a nickname. We have Moral in a Phoenix Hawk, 3/4. We have Deep Field in an Enforcer, 3/4. Thumper? Is that an actual Thumper? Yeah, we have an onboard Thumper artillery vehicle. Interesting. Roly Poly. Oh, what's Roly Poly? Roly Poly the Whitworth, a 3/4. Dragon in a Crusader. I know that one. Why is Dragon a Crusader, not a dragon? I don't know. Why is Dragon fighting for the Federated Suns in a Crusader against the Draconis Combine? I don't know. Curly in a, what's this, Maxim. Curly in a Maxim. So far, every enemy with a name is 3/4. We have Trapline. That's a weird nickname here. And another Maxim. This one's 2/3. So Trapline, call sign Trapline, is a 2/3. So those are dangerous LRMs and SRMs. Athon and Addict as infantry. Beethoven the Rifleman, the Heavy Rifleman. Hardwire, Cataclysm? Who's Cataclysm? Which one of these is the Flame or their SRM? Cataclysm. Murky and Cockroach. We have the Griffin and the Von Luckner. Is Murky the Griffin and Cockroach the Von Luckner? That makes sense. There were 3/4 and a 2/3. So that Griffin, that 2/3 Griffin is possibly so far the most fancy. Oh, fancy the Manticore, 3/4. Priest, the Goblin medium tank, 3/4. Okay, most of the name things are 3/4s. A couple of them are 2/3s. Roly Poly is called that for the same reason you have Banana Peel, I bet. Yes, Ashura boss. Roly Poly definitely failed a couple piloting roles. Roadrunner definitely does the same thing in the Maxim Heavy Transport here. Microscope in the Shadowhawk. That's another 3/4. Okay, Ceramic and Glory. Ceramic is the mech there. That mech is a Stinger. Or I actually don't know. Glory might be the Stinger and Ceramic the Bulldog. Alright, we have named opponents. I love having named opponents. Okay, Ergun, I want you to get in a position to shoot at Armageddon. So, can you make it onto this hill? And then can you see them from there? Yes, you can. But can you make it onto the forested hill? Yes, you can. Even better. Great. Oh, we didn't look at our allies. Our allies have names. Okay. This is always entertaining. All right, we have Martini the Stalker. I don't know. I love that. I love Martini the Stalker. Martini, I need to save you. That is now, Martini has to survive. In order for me to succeed in this mission, Martini has to survive. Okay, Martini, don't topple over. Don't drink too many martinis. Hitchhiker the Rifleman. Okay, Wildcat the Archer. Yeah, whatever. Buzzkill the Shadowhawk. I feel like a unit with Buzzkill and Martini has a story in it. Are they friends? Are they enemies? Do they hate each other but fight well? I don't know. But Buzzkill and Martini in the same lance. Just the random art of this is fantastic. Here we go. Warhammer. I want the Warhammer on a hill. Warhammer should be on a hill or shoot things. Behind partial cover. Great, that's a walk. And we got a good jam coming on the shuffle. Can you guys hear the music? Do you want it louder? Do you want it quieter? Let me know. Alright, we have our last move. This is Hopscotch. Hopscotch, you've got the AC-20. You want to get close to some of these things, and you want to get closer safely. So let's move you there, and you're behind. You're out of sight for most things off the hill. Yes. Okay. Yep. Piloting rolls all good. Artillery strikes, misses. Alright. Ergun, I wanted you to shoot at Armageddon, but is there anything? I mean, you kind of want to shoot at Forbidden because... But it's not... Ooh, it's a 2-3 with an SRM2. No, Armageddon... Armageddon is, I'm guessing, not the armored personnel carrier, so the heavy-wheeled APC has 2 machine guns. Oh my... Armageddon, the nickname... It's a unit with 2 machine guns. Why? Is it our armored personnel? Did someone just mow down a bunch of civilians? You're the Federated Commonwealth. You're not supposed to be... No, Federated Sons. Excuse me. You're the Federated Sons. You're not supposed to be the ones mowing down civilians. Alright, microscope 5. Alright, we're going to do you 2 PPCs on 8. And we are going to want ammo, so we'll conserve that. And 1 laser. There you go. Done. Alright, Warhammer. Edith. Who are you shooting, Edith? I think you're also going to shoot at Armageddon. Because there's not much else to shoot at. Now, I know there's a lot of lines here coming off and shooting into Ergun, but those are going to be basically AC2s. A couple of LRM5s, yeah. I'm not all that worried at the moment, but we'll find out. Okay, who is this? This is Gordana, who apparently can shoot her PPC at Armageddon. Can also shoot at Pop. We're going to shoot at Pop. We're going to pop. Pop. Look at all those lines. They are going after Ergun like nobody's business. Who do we have left? We have Hopscotch. Hopscotch has a medium laser that can shoot at Armageddon on 12. Well, you have the heat sinks to do it. Lasers don't have ammo. So there we go. Done. Let's see what happens. Ooh. Is it night? Why does everybody have a searchlight? I don't know. There we go. Okay. Ergun shoots at Armageddon. Hits with one of the PPCs, misses with a laser. The Maxim Heavy Transport, Roadrunner, shoots at Ergun with 2 LRM5s, misses on 12s. Our Warhammer is shooting at Armageddon, shoots with both PPCs, hits with one of them. No armor left on the front of Armageddon. Curly, the Maxim Heavy Transport, needs 12s on Ergun, misses. Trap Line, the Maxim Transport, needs 11s, misses. Buzzkill, our ally, misses his shots on a 12 and 11. Yeah, this is a lot of miss. A lot of misses. Gordana hits Pop with the PPC. And it's got armor left, doesn't puncture through. Wildcat, the archer, hits Forbidden, the armored personnel carrier, with an LRM-20. And moderate damage, prostituted driving rolls. Gets a couple of red lines, nothing too important to mention. Hopscotch misses with 12s on the medium lasers. And Dragon the Crusader does actually manage to hit Edith and our Warhammer with a single LRM-15. Hits the hill and takes 1 damage to the CT. So we have taken 1 damage this turn. I'm okay with that. Moving on to the next turn. We lost initiative. Cheddar is no longer asleep. Alright. Alright. Ooh, okay, we're not gonna jump Hopscotch just yet, because she's in a position to potentially do some nasty things with her jump. We are 3, 4, 5. Nope. 2, 3. There we go. We are gonna move Gordana here. 3 hexes behind partial cover. Potentially most enemies here, though they I think are higher elevation, so might not get them. This episode of Surprise D&D, a goblin priest has appeared on the battlefields of 3025 and prays the giant golems casting lightning bolt at each other don't see him. Yeah. All right. They haven't moved yet. So we're going to hit the special wonderful button on the bottom here, which is the next player button. Let's see if I can pull it so you guys can see it. There we go. If you're playing with allies and you're in a position where you don't want to move yet, but you have allies that can still move, you can just hit this next player button. Advanced tools, next player, allies, you're my meat shield, you move before me. I do like a lot of the changes in 5011. I am feeling like the AI princess is taking a little bit longer to make decisions, but I'm kind of okay with that right now because we can see it a little bit. I do want my turns to be faster, but also it's nice to, as a point of presentation, to be able to see what other things are doing. Now, what we can do here with hopscotch is jump right here next to Moral and try to pop with the AC-20, because that is your entire mission, my friend. Boom. You have jumping jack, you have an AC-20, you're an evictor. Make things happen. This planet has light gravity, you have jump 5. Alright, now Irgun and Edith have moves left. Let's move Edith. She can just zoop right over there to the next partial cover position. I love it. In the past, I've played a lot of campaigns in the Ill Clan as Jade Falcon, and I use a lot of Black Lanterns. And when you get a Black Lantern, particularly one with mask and supercharger on a low gravity planet, and you can start hitting charges at over 20 hexes, it's disgusting. It is unfair. It is instant win against Princess. But sometimes you want those games. Sometimes it's fun just to wreck house. No, your gun, I think I'm actually going to move you towards these woods. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can we move there? 5? No? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'll do that. No, yeah. Let's not debate. That's a good position for next turn. They really don't have much in the way of guns at good ranges to actually hit much of anything, so. Got a gun. Who do you want to shoot? I think we want to blow up Thumper. I don't want them shooting artillery anymore. Thumper it is. Solid shot. Let's see if we can get it with 30 damage. Alright, Warhammer. Also shoot Thumper. Not the best target. Deep Field. You are 3-4. What do you have? In the Enforcer, an AC-10 and a large laser. I don't like that. Though, do we have anything in medium range that's worth shooting? Pop? No. Armageddon. Also a 10. Yeah, Deep Field. You're out in the open. We're going to be popping you. And secondary target on pop. Yeah, there we go. And they're not going to overheat. Gordana banana peel. Gordana banana. You have a PPC shot on 10-inch deep field as well. But you also have a lot closer shots on pop. Derek says, one of the main reasons Princess exists is to let us do unfair Battletech things without ruining another human being's game. You know what? Yes. I have in the past showed up to a game without talking to my opponent first with what was it? Field guns. That was not a fun experience for them, and on hindsight, I sometimes have a problem of not thinking about how much fun my opponent will have with the things I bring. You don't have to worry about that on MegaMek. MegaMek Princess is not going to complain about, surprise, all field guns. Let's have a good time with it. Alright. Ooh. There's a mech there. Hidden all of that. It's the Phoenix Hawk. Can you shoot the Phoenix Hawk? Yes, you can. In minimum range, but that Phoenix Hawk is definitely going to be the target you want to shoot. Yeah. We're going to build up some heat to shoot that Phoenix Hawk. That's the plan. Alright, here we have Hopscotch. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's the Phoenix Hawk I wanted to shoot with the AC-20. I should have waited and done this first and then fired with banana peel, but too late. Done. I'm excited to see if that hits. It's shooting on an 8. AC-20 on an 8 into a Phoenix Hawk. That's a 40% chance to hit. Oh, that's potentially fun. Okay, we got a gun hits with all 3 guns for 30 damage. Immobilizes the Thumper. Fantastic. Still has tons of armor remaining. That thing is apparently just a slow-moving brick of armor with a giant gun on it. Alright. Lots of shots at us. A large laser from the Phoenix Hawk we're shooting AC-20 at hits. Hits the cover, though. Medium laser does hit. We're taking a total of 5 damage so far into Gordana. Gordana Banana. Gordana Banana is taking 5. Lots and lots of misses. Gordana Banana hits that Phoenix Hawk right back with a medium laser for 5, so we've changed even. SRM-6 from Gordana hits it for 2 damage in the head. Critical, possible critical. Ooh, critical hit in head. 1 total hits. Roll a 7, no effect. Ah, almost got a snipe, but we're okay here. Couple more pot shots. There it is. Weapons fire for Victor 9B Hopscotch. AC-20 needs 8, rolls 9, hits 20 damage into the left torso of that Phoenix Hawk. Armor destroyed. 9 internal structure remaining. Critical hit. Roll is 11. 2 locations. Jump jet. Jump jet. Fantastic. Martini misses. Shooting on 12s and 11s. But the Phoenix Hawk stands. Alright. Physical attack phase. There's nothing happening. Nobody's in physical range. Alright, allies are moving. Our turn. See, I like those heavy woods there, because we exchange favorably with a skilled pilot in heavy woods, even if we are sort of still paying penalty for the light woods around it. However, it's on low ground, and that means I'm going to have a heck of a time keeping vision on opponents. I think I do still want to just move forward here. So we're going to 5 hexes, get behind this level 3 for potential partial cover against a lot of foes here. That means we can move into this heavy woods in the following turn. So air gun's going to do that. I wonder how hard it is to zero in artillery on a light gravity world. Huh. I have no idea. I'm sure future space artillery people have expanded, calculation table things to help them figure that out. But yeah. There's a person who knows math out there that can possibly explain the changes in trajectories and yada yada yada. That's not me. Edith You are on level 3 next to level 4. You're going to have partial cover in that position from just about everything. Partial cover is better than Lightwood's cover, and standing still there as a Warhammer managing heat, great. You're going to skip movement. Martini's moving forward into a better fighting position. Yes, Martini. Go Martini. If I drank martinis, I would be tempted to pause and make myself one, but that is not my favorite cocktail. Fun fact, once upon a time, I owned a bar. I do not own a bar anymore, but I still am a fan of drinking. Okay, Gordana is famous for running forward and trying to kick things. That is how she got the name Banana Peel. It's how she's going to lose the nickname Banana Peel. So Gordana, you're going to run forward. You're going to try to shoot and kick Moral. Because I know you. That's what you would do. RPG. Hopscotch. Jumping around with an AC-20. It's the 30-20s. They probably do their artillery calculations by looking up the situation on a chart printed back in the Star League. Handed down for generations. And you know what? We're going to try to kick from that side too. We don't need to shoot. Oh no! Hopscotch, no! Hopscotch, no! Oh, it's because we jumped on sand. She rolled a 3. She would have succeeded, but sand is a +1, so instead she fell and she got a critical hit on her upper leg and foot. Oof. No edge. Edge didn't do it. Oh, that victor might be out of the fight. That's Battletech. Alright, so Ergan has shots. Dragon's at long range, shooting on 10s. That Thumper, though, is immobile. Shooting on 2. Weakened target. Oh my gosh, that thing has a lot of armor. We're going to shoot in the left. We're going to try to kill it so we don't have stupid artillery shots to try to dodge. Alright. Edith, Warhammer, what do you got? You got 2 PPCs to shoot at somebody somewhere. I don't think we need to focus any more fire into the artillery. We've got 9's downrange on Dragon. Counterpoint. I'm told that artillerymen can't read, but are really good at physics. Alright. That Moral the Phoenix Hawk is possibly our best shot here, but there isn't all that much left of it. Then again, Gordana is the one there, and I don't know how much she's going to be able to do. So we are, yes, we're going to PPC dual medium lasers into that Phoenix Hawk. Done. From the Warhammer. Or maybe we should have light scout VTOL, but no. Alright, Gordana, no PPC, obviously. Everything else. You're firing everything else. Boom. Into that Phoenix Hawk. Can you do it? Can you bring it down? And then Hopscotch, you fell on your butt. You can try to do medium lasers on 14, which is impossible, into that. So you've got nothing. You've got nothing, Hopscotch. You messed up. Phoenix Hawk, Moral, is shooting at Hopscotch. Hits with a medium laser. left leg crit, 0 edge remaining, 5 damage to the left leg. So we get to skip the critical on the leg, which would have been even worse because we've already taken leg crits. Alright, air gun destroys the Thumper artillery vehicle, so that's out of the way. We've got a lot of misses. Warhammer hits the right arm and destroys it on Moral, the Phoenix Hawk. Damage transfers into the right torso. Hits with the medium laser to the right leg. It doesn't go through the armor. Okay, armored personnel carrier hits with a machine gun at Gordana. 2 damage, nothing major. Another 3 damage from an LRM 5 hits Edith. No concern. Lots and lots of misses. 4 damage to the left arm on Edith from a LRM 5. Gordana Banana hits with a laser and an SRM, misses with lots of everything else. And doesn't manage to do all that much. Doesn't hit any particularly crucial component. And AC5 does hit Banana Peel. Phoenix Hawk does stay standing. Gordana Banana. Can you do the Gordana Banana thing? Your gun is not going to try to kick the hill. Gordana is definitely 100% going to try to kick that Phoenix Hawk on a 5. Do it. Hopscotch can't do anything. Alright. Moral the Phoenix Hawk successfully kicks Victor, the Sherry Hopscotch, in the prone Victor. Okay, Derek. Okay, I'm not saying that Hopscotch needs to get a new nickname for that fall, but I am saying that Sandcastle is an option. Let's see if she recovers. Let's see what happens next, but that's an embarrassing move on the part of Hopscotch. Hopping and not doing well. Gordana does succeed on the kick, but doesn't do anything overly impressive. And Moral succeeds on another piloting check. Alright, here we go. Hopscotch, your one thing. The one thing I wanted to do was to jump around and AC-20 people. You managed to do it once. And that's it. Alright. Get a gun. I wanted to move you into these heavy woods, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Sherba said, I took physics in school. Fascinating subject. Things go up, things go down. I do believe that is how physics work. Things go up, things go down. Accurate. Alright. We're going to move from one partial cut position to another partial cut position. Actually, we're not going to do that yet. We're going to let our allies move. We're going to see what happens. That Phoenix Hawk lost some jump jets, so can jump far, but I still don't necessarily want to put myself in an obvious position where it's going to jump into the rear arc of something. As well, we are still, even with our Victor prone down on the ground, in a good spot against most of the things. You okay, Cheddar? Yeah? Just being gross? Alright. Alright, Moral still doesn't move. Oh, there we go. Oh, our allies have no moves left. Alright. Do we should careful stand? Yes. We're going to careful stand you and pop you facing that way. There you go. Yeah, I think if she had not succeeded on this careful stand, she would have to change the nickname. But she succeeded, so... Alright, Moral is moved. Gordana Banana. Oh, you're overheating. Do we have expanded backwards movement? No, we don't. Gordana Banana, you're moving there. You're going to expose your rear. No, you're not. You're going to do that. Now you're going to try to kick that Phoenix Hawk in the face, Gordana. That's your mission. That's your goal. That's your plan. Face kicking. Alright, and we do not want to end our movement in the sand. That seems like a bad thing if we're doing this PSR stuff. So we are, yeah, we're just gonna move there. This is gonna be a long one. These big battles of attrition versus infantry and whatnot can take a while. So while I was saying this will be fun, we might play another one after this, I have a feeling this mission's going to take a while. So almost certainly the last mission of the night, but we try to get 2 in every time we do this. Alright, dragon. We're going to shoot at the dragon? I think we're going to shoot at the dragon. Double PPC pop. Oh, can we not do that? What's going on? It's your turn to fire. Why are the arcs not popping up? Interesting. Did I accidentally turn the fire off? Yes, I did. That would explain it. Alright. Oh, because I hit R instead of F. There we go. Yes. PPC, PPC. And yeah, solid shot. We're doing it. Done. Alright, Edith. What have you got shots on? Beethoven. Beethoven on 9s. Pop. 3-4, 2 machine guns. Arbor Personnel Carrier. 4-5, 2 machine guns. I think we're gonna do split fire. 1 PPC on Beethoven and 2 medium lasers on the Armored Personnel Carrier. Done. Chet, are you okay? You okay? Do you need to go outside? Do you need walkies? No? Can you wait? Alright. Gordana Banana. Yes, I heard you. Do you need to go out? Or are you just whimpering? Can you wait? Get stretch. Big stretch. Sorry, my dog is whimpering behind me, and it's always a concern of, what are you whimpering about? I took her out just before the stream, so she should be okay. We still have an AC-20 with tons of ammo. Do I want to waste an AC-20 shot on an armored personnel carrier? No. Am I going to? Also no. Medium lasers on pop. Alright, scrolling down. We hit with the LB-10 for a critical to hit the upper arm on Dragon the Crusader from air gun. Yeah, some LRM-5 random little hits. They aren't adding up yet, but they may add up in the future. Edith misses with a PPC on Beethoven the Rifleman, but hits with a medium laser on an armored personnel carrier. Hit moderate motive damage. Wildcat the Archer hits Moral the Phoenix Hawk and destroys the left leg. That right there, I'm telling you, is automatically going to make it so that Gordana can't redeem herself with a cockpit kick. So, Gordana, you're still banana. Speaking of Gordana Banana Peel, well, she does manage to kill that Phoenix Hawk with her SRM shot that hits, blowing up the ammo. This is the second Phoenix Hawk we've seen tonight that blew up to a machine gun ammo explosion to the center torso. People like Phoenix Hawks, but I kind of see them as fragile, like explodium machines. Victor hits a medium laser into Pop for not much effect. And Dragon the Crusader must make a piloting skill roll and succeeds. Not the most eventful of turns, but still a turn nonetheless. We have the potential for some physical attacks here. Okay, Edith. Would you kick that pilot? Let's take a second here and go back into MegaMek. Edith, what is your personality here? Edith has no patience for nonsense. She cuts through distractions and emotions, keeping her mind locked onto the mission. While others get lost in doubt or debate, she moves forward with ruthless efficiency. Okay, we see the word ruthless here. Edith knows she's smart enough to be better than this, smarter than her station, smarter than her superiors, smarter than the fools who get to make the decision. She's just waiting for a chance to prove it, and when that moment comes, she won't waste it. So, do we think Edith would kick the downed pilot named Moral? Do we think that would happen? I'm feeling yes. I know there's a delay here, so let's see. Does anyone else think that Edith would kick that pilot? And I see no no's. I see no yeses. I'm doing it. Kick on 4. I mean, there we go. Kicked a person. Kicked a pilot. I mean, we're kicking kangaroos once upon a time. I remember that now. We played against the kangaroo cavalry guys. I forget the name of them. And we definitely got a whole bunch of physical attacks just kicking guys riding kangaroos. Alright, we're gonna do the same trick here and let our allies move first, because they're behind us and their position doesn't matter. Look at all that chaff. If only we had artillery. Maybe she would. More likely to kick than not, I guess. Yeah, that was my feeling. She got the kick. She got the kill. Cheddar! Oh, you want water? You still have water? Yeah. You got cheddar? What's up? Hold on, guys. I'm gonna check on my dog here. The Inner Sphere. Boy, you clans folk have a lot of weird animals. Also the Inner Sphere. Check out our kangaroo cavalry. Yes, 100%. I forget what they're called. They're like the kangaroo commandos or something, and they have a logo that's you know, kind of looks like the Kellhounds logo. Sweet puppy. She's a senior puppy, and so she's kind of needy. She's 14. This is Cheddar, everybody. She just moved back in with me yesterday. She's getting used to the new house. So she's a little needy. I mean, she's needy. She's 14. She's a senior puppy. Yeah. You okay? Can you wait to go outside? Is that what you need, or are you just whimpering because you want water and attention and affection and love? Yeah, senior puppy. Senior puppy. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Okay. gonna set you down now. Yeah, you good? Are you good? I definitely had a thought earlier tonight, which is like, oh, I'm live streaming. I can wear pajama pants. It's not gonna matter. Little did I know that this creature is gonna demand attention. I'm gonna stand up and you're all gonna see that I am wearing sort of flannel pajama pants. Ah, yes. Where the heck was I? What the heck am I doing? Killing things. Did anything else move? Do we have allies? Yes, allies could still move. That'll give me a second to rethink. Take the headphone off so I can hear Cheddar again. She needs something. Death Kangaroos. Okay, so Ashura Boss comments, Death Kangaroos, which is the reference to the kangaroo mercenary company I was talking about, says they're a really, really terrible company that are not at all competent outside of the single Crucis Lancer who sometimes works with them. Yeah. I'm not surprised for what I'm guessing is largely amounts to just a comedy satire force. Alright, so I think Erdogan is going to move into a different position here. We're gonna move 3 hexes into the enemy space here, be behind partial cover and woods. So that would put this heavy wood in the direction of Dragon, but Dragon hasn't moved yet anyway. You want to move him out of that position so that Edith can move into the heavy woods there and occupy that position. Can't stack 2 mechs in the same hex. I'll play with you soon. Soon as this is done. Alright. 4. Yeah, Gordana, we're gonna move you there. Waiting for stuff to move and figuring out what our injured guy is going to do. Alright, allies have no moves left. Any prime target? I mean, what is the PSR for jumping right now? Okay, yeah. Look at all that. That is a no. That is a definite no. Let's go to weapons, see the visualization of range. So deep field is out of sight. But if we walk here, technically, yeah. we're still on the line. We could try running here. In which case, we should be able to shoot the deep field, but I think that's also PSR on a 5. We're gonna make that gamble. And we succeeded. Hopscotch. You're hopping on one functional leg to get in positions. I think you're earning that actual name. There we go. Done. Where'd the dragon go? Ah, dragon went and hid. Ooh, you're a brave little dragon, aren't you? Alright, we're gonna shoot that vedette. On PPC. It's a vehicle. We want the cluster shot. And hold on, that's out of order. PPC. Point. Torso twist. PPC. Medium laser, cluster shot. Done. Let's see if we can eliminate that vedette. Alright, Edith in the Warhammer. What have you got shots on? Yeah, nothing? You can shoot at Cataclysm. Goodness, no. I think we're just going to shoot at... Yeah, let's... 3, 4, 4, 5. You're going to shoot at the 3-4 with me. Let's... Damage high-low. There we go. Laser. Machine gun. SRM. All into that thing. We're gonna pop. That's the goal. Alright, Gordana, you can also shoot at that vedette, basically. That's what we're going to do. Done. Alright, hopscotch. You entirely move there to try to AC-20 that guy. On 10. We're trying it. We're doing it. That's the goal. See what happens. Alright. You got a gun. Hits with the PPC. Hits with medium laser. Hits with the medium laser. Hits with the cluster roll. Look at all that red text. Look at that. That's nice. So it is basically has a huge penalty to driving rolls. Yes, Cheddar? Yes, Cheddar? Do you need to go out before you pee somewhere? Hello, everybody. Cheddar has made a lap around the house. My adorable little senior puppy with Cushing's and diabetes, 14 years old. And then I have to carry her up the stairs. So pardon me if I'm a little winded. Here we go. Let's get back to where we left off. So, allies myths. Edith does not kill Pop, but does manage to deal a whole bunch of damage to it. And the vehicle's now immobile, so that's nice. AC5 does hit Gordana. 11 armor left in that leg. Lots of misses. Gordana hits with a laser and stuns the crew of the Vedette. Martini gets shot at and it misses because you should not destroy Martini, except Roly Poly. Roly Poly hits Martini. Needs a 12, rolls a 12, hits with 6 missiles. Roly Poly must die. Victor misses with the AC-20, misses with the medium laser, misses with the medium laser. Come on, Hopscotch. Okay. Then we have the APC shooting at Gordana Banana. Takes a head hit, rerolled with edge, no edge left. We need to get our guys more edge. That's a very important thing to try to spend some experience on. Hopscotch. Hopscotch gets hit by machine gun or SRM fire. That thing has plenty of armor left, but this is a battle of attrition. Every little bit will eventually add up. Okay, we have some kicks here, not against us. We're okay. Granted, our allies should be getting more into the field of fire here soon. And when it comes to long range, we definitely have a lot better long range than our opposition forces, so. Now remember, we don't get any salvage, but the Draconis Combine should be paying us for everything. Paying for any armor loss, damage loss, etc. So, alright. Hopscotch, you're just gonna rotate in place because that's what you can do. Now we're let our allies move. We should have done that before Hopscotch. Alright, allies have moved. We can no longer hit that button. We have Curly running behind Hopscotch. I don't like that at all. Curly. But we have our allies in position to potentially help with that. Not right this second, obviously, because Curly is behind some levels there. But Banana Beetle can back up and possibly shoot at Curly. No, this is air gun. We don't want to do air gun. There we go. Back up there. Do line of sight here. Equals I don't know. I can do it anyway. So I think I should have a shot there. Your gun wants to go after Dragon. And is going to. Cheddar, why are you whimpering? We just went outside. hasn't moved yet, so we're not going to worry about that. I think moving there is plenty good. No, moving there's better. All right. Opposition Stinger falls down. Okay. Got a gun. You're going after Dragon. Dragon is not taking much damage yet. If you want to look here, is it tempted to put more of an alpha strike into things here? But no, it's not worth it just yet with that much armor left over on a Crusader. Crusaders are tough. That dragon is call sign dragon, not the mech called dragon. Then we have our Warhammer, who I think we can shoot at roly-poly because there's not anything more threatening, and that's not too bad of a shot. So there we go. Overheat a little bit, but overheat 4, so that's not enough to get a movement penalty. We can just use other weapons in the following round. Gordana Banana moved into position to shoot at Curly, and is going to shoot at Curly, and is going to gain some heat shooting at Curly, because Curly made the mistake of getting in the rear arc of our ally, and we don't like that. Cheddar! Alright, we've got a 12 with an AC 20 on that. No. So we're just going to... That's not enough. We're going to medium laser. You wanted water? Did I have to get you water? Are you out of water? How much water's left, Chad? Have water. Come here again. Come here again. Alright, where were we? Okay, we were shooting with that. Done. Oh, okay, here we go. This is what she wanted. She was just smiling. Try to move the camera. Oh. Yeah, she's smiling. Okay, Cheddar. Cheddar is the real star of Monday Night Megamek. Okay, here we go. Forbidden, makes some shots. Tries to get a critical, reroll the edge. We're using all of our edge on machine guns. Oh. Cheddar, you're heavy. Oh. There it is. There's the smile. There's the smile. Alright, we got a lot of machine guns coming in on hopscotch from Curly in the rear. Nothing particularly notable. Keep scrolling. Alright, we got Edith shooting at roly-poly. Gets a crit on the right leg. Fantastic. Banana Peel shooting at Curly for revenge. Stabilizer destroyed. SRM2 destroyed. That's some pretty nice damage. Oh, Cheddar, you're heavy. I can't hold on to you with just one arm. Want to sit in my lap? Are you turning into a lap dog? Are you turning into a lap dog? Yeah. She's turning into a lap dog. Alright, Pop dies. Hopscotch gets the kill. Fantastic. Alright, left arm on Edith's Warhammer. Took an LRM-10, 5 damage. Armor stripped of the left arm on Edith. That's not good. Edith took 20 damage, needs a piloting roll, stands. Roly-poly falls. That's good. You're a lapdog now, huh? Huh? You're a little big for a lapdog, you know that, right? You know you're a little big for a lapdog. Where was I? Physical attacks. Okay. Gonna try to kick the armed person carrying in the same attacks. And kicks it. Destroyed. There we go. That's 2 kills for Hopscotch. Next turn. We win initiative. Getting ready to hit that next player button. Alright, so Gordana's going to continue going after Curly. That's for sure. She's got the armor. She's going to want to... The other thing is, by moving her like this, normally I would want a higher TMM, target movement modifier, to make her more evasive. Well, by putting her in this position near Hopscotch, Princess generally is going to go after the easiest target. And so by making her potentially your easier target than Hopscotch, it means she's more likely to draw fire, and she has a lot more armor right now to deal with things than Hopscotch does. So that's part of that movement, not just for RPG reasons, because she's going to want to kick Curly. That's what's going to happen. That's what I'm trying to have happen. But secondary is acting as a sort of like distraction target here. Speaking of, Hopscotch is going to stand still. I mean, she's on level 2 next to level 4. That's blocking a lot of vision from enemies. There's still force on top of that, which is more performative than anything else, but, you know, it helps. Level 2, level 4, that would block line of sight from all of this onto your gun. So we're going to do that. No dog is too big to be a lap dog, if you ask a dog. There... Sure, boss, that is a very, very, very true statement. Isn't that right, Cheddar? Isn't that right, Cheddar? Yes. Yes, someone is very happy to be on my lap. I don't know if you can hear her happy panting. Yes. I know if you wanted down, you'd wiggle. I know you'd signal you want down. As I say that, she starts to wiggle. Want down now? Or just getting in a better position? Just in a better position. Where was it? Ergon. You want to do that. That exposes roly-poly to your rear. But what is roly-poly? LRMs, that's in minimum range. Medium lasers. And yeah, that is the rear. So we can actually turn that way and put it out of the rear. There we go. Alright, you're wiggly. You're wiggly now. No more of that. Oh. There you go. You got some cuddle time. You want to go to the other room? You can go on your own. You don't need me. Come on. Come on. Come on. I'll put you on my bed. Okay. We might might be out of it. She walks back here and lays down, wants some more love, then, well, let's face it, I'm gonna give it to her because I love her. there's no ifs, and or buts. She's a bit of a spoiled dog, but she's 14. If you don't spoil a 14-year-old dog, are you a good person? That's my question. That's the new question to the audience. Is it really wrong to spoil a senior dog? Here we go, new turn of fire. Should have been saying what I was doing, but we'll cover that here. So Dragon the Crusader is shooting at Edith, our Warhammer. Now Warhammer's risk of losing stuff on one of the arms. So speaking of left arm, SRM2 hit, 2 damage, critical hit, 2 locations, shoulder and PPC. It's the 2 damage hits that are really like wrecking us right now, and that's annoying. But you got a gun shooting back at Dragon the Crusader. Destroys the left arm, deals 30 total damage, hits with all 3 guns. Lots and lots of misses. Edith shooting back at Dragon, hits with medium laser, hits with medium laser, hits with both small lasers, hits with one of the machine guns, hits with the SRM6. So that is a lot of little plinks. A couple of occasions with 2 armor remaining. Curly shoots, Gordana Banana shoots at Curly, the Maxim hover transport that tried to get behind Hopscotch, and deals a lot of damage, but not enough to actually destroy the thing. So it lives to be kicked. Alright. Gordana Banana takes a PPC hit. Okay, Hopscotch misses with the AC-20 into the Enforcer. Needed a 7. That's about a 50% chance to hit. Rolls a 6. So close. And hits with the medium laser and SRM-4. Dragon, the Crusader, succeeds at a piloting roll. Now we have a kick from Edith into Dragon. And a kick from Gordana. Oh, this is a jam. This is a little jam. I might turn the music up a little bit. Turn off for me as well. There we go. And physicals. Dragon kicks the Warhammer. 1 armor remaining on that leg. Warhammer definitely should be moving into more of a support fire position at this point, but wanted to get that. Gets the critical on the hip of Dragon. Boom. There we go. Gordana destroys Curly with a kick. Bam. Sarka ball. Edith stands. Dragon stands. We are moving on. Yeah. Okay. Here's the important thing to know. Okay, no, that's the Mech Commander. Team 1, we're at 91. Team 2 is at 76% BV. If we get them down under 50, we can do a /victory. Now, the enemy Mech Commander Team 2 is now 50%. Who is that? Is that Dragon? Dragon, are you the enemy Mech Commander? Yes, you are. That is a priority target. Perfect. That's the entire reason why my forces were running forward to take Dragon down. Yes, I knew that. This was intentional. This maneuver here was entirely intentional. All right. Hitting the next player button. to make my allies move. I mean, there's a part of me that thinks that moving in formation with my allies could have potentially been better in terms of letting them soak up some of the fire, but number one, they move so slow, and number two, that would have allowed the enemy forces to also move into a formation and would not have caught them as, you know, out of position as I could have otherwise. So plus it's more fun when I'm just not dependent on allies that are being doofuses. Past the jam. I'll turn the music down a little bit again. Do we have any more allies to move? No, we do not. Alright, Victor. Oh, goodness. Deep Field moved right in front of you. You're skipping movement. That's an easy choice. Gordana Banana, what are you gonna do? Gordana Banana, I think you... Let's move it there, put that on the side. Yeah, we're gonna move you there. I was tempted to try to have her kick Deep Field, but that would put her right out in the open and exposed position, and she just kicked Curly. I want her to move forward and act as a distraction / support for Edith, because Edith is gonna have to move out. Actually, sadly, Edith might have wanted to move right where Banana Peel is. Alright. Ergun is going to move because I think I actually want Edith to move there. Despite the fact that Roly Poly is there as a potential kick. But that right leg injury... Yeah, Airgun's gonna do that. 3 hexes into heavy woods. Well, you know, I think... Yeah, Murky can shoot from that position, but... Sadly, Roly Poly is the problem right now. But I think if we pot shot into Roly Poly and kill them, less of a concern of being kicked. Yes, let's kill Roly Poly. That feels like a thing I would just say on a let's kill Roly Poly. Oh, no. And you know what? Since Dragon is actually in further minimum range, and it looks like the armor is open on Roly Poly's leg, is it? Yes, we're into internal structure, so we want to fire cluster into Roly Poly. That's what we want to do. Oh, torso twist. Both PPCs and that. I'm actually thinking not one of the PPCs. Reason being, well, we're not in a position to be worried about heat, so this is a really weird build. The medium lasers don't actually serve much of a purpose on this Marauder. You gotta customize it and swap them out for something at some point, but now we can do the LB clusters. Boom. I mean, I think they're there in case stuff is in minimum range of the PPCs. It's sort of like a backup gun, kind of, but they really serve not much of a purpose. That is hopefully enough to kill Roly Poly, because we got the LB and the medium lasers and a PPC, and we just got to knock it down so it doesn't kick Edith. And then Edith, well, you want to take down the boss. So you're going to do all of that. Gordana Banana can also help with Roly Poly. Hopscotch. We're gonna do this beautiful thing called right click, alpha strike. Boom. Here we go. Get a gun. Shooting at roly-poly. Hits with the PPC. Hits with the medium laser. Hits with the medium laser. Hits with the LB. 6 pellets. 1 damage to head. It's conscious. Okay. We get 1 damage to the right leg. That's the leg we need to hit. We fail on the critical roll. Okay. Yep. Dragon shoots with the medium laser machine gun at Edith. Nothing consequential there. Alright. Edith shoots at Dragon. Hits with the PPC. Hits with the medium laser. No, both potential crits, no crits. Not actually, I mean, deals some significant damage, get some internal damage, but no red text of significance. Then we have roly-poly shooting at Edith. We've lost the left arm. I think that's, yeah. Left torso, critical hit machine gun. Edith is not doing great. We're gonna retreat with Edith. And hopscotch. Misses with AC 20 again. Hits with other stuff. Where is Gordana? Oh gosh, Gordana misses with everything. Misses with absolutely everything on this turn, where it's very important that she just hits with something to knock over roly-poly. Banana. Gordana Banana is still Gordana Banana. Dragon falls over, takes damage to the head, 1 total hit. Roly-poly succeeds and doesn't fall. So it's still gonna get the kick on Edith. Alright. Alright, roly-poly. Gets the kick, hits the left torso, costs us a medium laser. Alright, Gordana Banana, thank you. Alright. Well, hopscotch does get a successful kick on Deep Field the Enforcer. Misses with AC 20. Twice in a row on 7s. Luck is running out. Alright, here we go. We are still at 89, they're at 74. Our allies need to move forward and start doing something. Because this is attrition is wearing out. And Gordana did not get the clutch hit when she really needed to get the clutch hit. Alright, she's at 8 heat, so she, even if Edith wasn't there, she couldn't run forward and turn and kick. She is doing okay armor-wise. I think... Alright, where can Edith go? Where can Edith go? Yeah, move it. 5-8. Technically could move there. So where Gordana is. So yes, we will move Gordana up. And we will move Edith out. Alright. Allies have no more moves. They're gone. Where do we want you, Ergon? You're just in heavy woods? Stand still. Stand still for a turn in heavy woods. Sure. I don't think you're going to build much more of a team than that. Hopscotch is going to rotate 1 hex to move her back arc into heavy water. Yeah, 1 artillery strike in this area would just basically eliminate all of our problems. But to a certain extent, we don't actually have to engage that much with the infantry. The goal is to get their BV total down to 50% of maximum. And because so much infantry is very little BV, we might not have to interact with them at all. So getting rid of Dragon, Roly-Poly, Murky, and Beethoven alone might be enough. So let's figure out, Victor, where did Deep Field go? Right there. Excellent. So we did the right thing moving you there. Let's see if you can finally hit with that AC-20. Done. Ergon. Let's start making some damage on Beethoven. PPC, PPC. We will do cluster and we will fire those lasers on the close range target. Edith, what have you got left? Your right arm guns? Shoot it at Dragon. Done. Finally, Gordana Banana is going to shoot at Dragon and try to actually eliminate this guy. Done. Alright, consequential turn here, potentially. So Hitchhiker destroys Forbidden, the armored personnel carrier. Hopscotch hits with the AC-20 at long last, but hits the arm, which does extend. It destroys the arm, transfers into the right torso, gets a critical, loses the AC-20. So that's cool. Maxim hover transport does hit Hopscotch with a few things, nothing consequential. Buzzkill destroys an enemy stinger. A jump platoon hits Gordana Banana with an SRM. A jump platoon hits Gordana Banana with another SRM. Your gun shooting a PPC, 2 PPCs at Beethoven, the rifleman, hits with both PPCs. Shooting at Dragon the Crusader, gets the LRM explosion, blacks out. Yes. Kills the pilot. Irgun gets the kill on the Federated Suns enemy mech commander. That's a bonus. Our commander killed their commander. Our commander killed their commander. I gotta remember, like, I have my chat window on the alternate monitor here, so when I try to talk to chat, I look to my right, but I should be looking at the camera. Something I gotta remember here. You're not there, you're there. Alright. What else is important? Martini shoots, hits with a large laser on trap line, and misses everything else. Come on, Martini. I like you. Quit doing me dirty. Banana Peel does hit Dragon a bunch, but doesn't matter because Dragon's dead. Alright, we are definitely going to try to kick that transport. And we do. It's now immobile. Fantastic. Status report. We're at 87. They're at 63. Progress is being made. Lots of repairs to be made, though. But they had significantly more BV, and our allies are kind of just now showing up to the fight. Alright, Warhammer 5. So we can actually put you there where Hopscotch is. So Hopscotch does need to move. Because, interestingly, heavy damage, but yeah, let's have our allies move more. Alright. Nothing too interesting with the way the enemies have moved just yet. I'm curious about Deep Field. Deep Field 465. Not much we can do if we run pilot roll 5. If we walk forward, we expose ourselves to fire. But I think we can take more fire right now than Edith. And our whole goal is to get Edith into that position, which is more sheltered. So, Edith, go. Staying back to back with Hopscotch. Alright, Dragon's down. Roly Poly is still alive. That's a level 3 next to level 2. Murky shooting from level 4. We would not have partial cover from that angle. So we need a better spot. Which, let's face it, Heavy Woods might just be our best spot. At least for the moment. Yeah, and Ergon's barely hurt. Ergon's going to stay still. And last we have Gordana Banana. Who, can she move backwards into the spot? Yes, she can. Excellent. Alright. Beethoven is out of sight, but Murky is in sight and in short range. PPC, PPC. And solid shot. We're going to go 2 overheat and try to get 30 damage. We want to fall over. PPC on 11 is better than no shots at all. Let's see if we can kill that VTOL. Alright, Gordana, do you have shots on anything? You do. Done. Somehow you can shoot roly-poly. Hopscotch, can you get the AC-20 into a thing? Can you get the AC-20 into a thing? Hitchhiker hits an enemy. Beethoven misses Hopscotch. Irgun hits with a PPC and an LB-10 into Murky. That's enough for a PSR. Deep Field hits Hopscotch with a large laser in the center torso. 11 armor remaining. Lots of misses. 1 PPC hits Ergun for full damage. Ergun is taking enough damage for PSR, but he is going to be fine. He's not going to fail that. Yeah, Glancing Blow is finally coming to play here. But he is taking more damage than I would like, but that's kind of why I left him in the woods. Same thing as we've done before of let something with more armor be a better target for Princess and hopefully take some of the fire that our more injured people couldn't take. Gordana Banana does hit Roly-Poly with some stuff. Nothing overly consequential. However, we do have Fancy the Manticore hit Hopscotch for a critical left arm. Loss of the medium laser. Well, that's not an important piece of equipment, but it does suck to lose. Martini destroys trap line, the transport. Trap line is shooting at hopscotch and hits. A couple of pot shots. Nothing breaks through armor. Hopscotch misses with the AC-20 again. Arga, everybody making a piloting roll succeeds. Nobody falls. Guess this is what happens when you play a veteran game and not a newbie green game. Very different feel. Very different feel than the last missions where, you know, our allies were all 5-6. Some of our enemies are 5-6. You're just hoping to get a 20 damage for PSR and they're likely to fall. Here, you're trying to get 20 damage for PSR, and when you have a piloting of 4, it's not likely to happen. Still nice when it does, but there's a big difference between rolling a 6 and rolling a 5. Alright. They're at 58. They're at 58%, we're at 84. Progress. We're getting close. We're getting close to done here. Alright, first things first. We want to continue the retreat with some of our more injured guys. Level 2, level 4. Hopefully out of sight. We're moving there. Yes. Alright, let's let some of our allies move. I haven't seen a new message in chat for a minute. I'm hoping I haven't lost chat in OSB. OBS. Excuse me. Not OSB. Gordana is going to move into heavy woods there. Strategic retreat. Speaking of Ergun, there we go. Done, done, done. All right, Hopscotch. This is your last chance to redeem yourself, basically. You're gonna Alpha Strike on deep field. Now you're shooting on a 10 with that AC-20. Let's see if you can do something. Alright, your gun. Deep field's at minimum range. Roly-poly is not. Neither is Murky. We have 7s, 5s. Roly-poly is not doing great. So we're gonna shoot up Roly-poly. And we're gonna Alpha Strike. We're gonna get some. We're gonna get some of those medium lasers into deep field as well. $13, $14. Yeah, we got nothing, Edith. You got no shots. Gordana Banana. Try to shoot PPC on 12 into the scout VTOL, but that's about it. Alright, we're getting down to the last few turns here. We just got to get 8% of their BV, and there are a couple of units of theirs that are almost dead, and that might take them down. Alright, our gun gets hit by PPC in the left leg. No armor left there. That's a bad sign. Legs you don't want to have armorless, but Roly-poly loses a leg. Perfect. Right torso, armor destroyed, LB. Oh, I should have done cluster on the LB. I meant to do that. Darn. And I hear Cheddar clicky click. Cheddar! What are you doing? Alright, Roly-poly falls and blacks out. Fantastic. Sorry for disappearing again. I heard Cheddar moving down the hall. So the other thing about her, this wonderful, wonderful puppy, she's 14, and not only is she diabetic, not only she's 14 with a bad hip and Cushing's, her vision isn't the best. She can still see, she can still move around, but it is definitely quite blurry. And we just moved her into this new house. This is day 2. And so she's kind of still trying to find her way with bad vision. So I apologize for, wandering off here, but no offense to MegaMek and you guys, everything. She's more important. So I will wander away to make sure she's okay and not lost or anxious anytime I think that's a concern. In any case, alright. Your gun does succeed in kicking deep field. 15 damage to left leg, armor destroyed, 9 internal structure remaining. Not dead yet. Does fall, 4 damage to the head, critical, no critical hit. Oh, we are so close. So close to eliminating some of these guys. Almost done. Alright, they won initiative. Oh, I didn't look at the percent. There, 54. Okay. Closer every turn. Let's let our allies move forward. Move forward in the woods in a position where she can actually make some shots on something. Roly-poly is immobile. Cheddar, what are you doing? You're licking yourself? As long as you're not chewing on yourself. Alright, we're just going to get in position to kill enough, destroy enough. We are 5% of their BV away from victory. 5% of their BV away from victory. We need to end this soon, otherwise, we've got a lot of open locations on PLCs. All right, I couldn't mute fast enough. I'm sorry. Oh, it hit. Oh, okay. Deep field must die. Done. We can get that. We are not aiming at the head at 11. We are aiming for Where's the ammo on this thing? That's the next question. Left torso. Left torso. Let's do the left torso. On 4. Fire. Everything else out of range. But do we have a secondary target? Yes, we do. We have deep field as a secondary target. Done. Gordana banana. What can you shoot? You can shoot deep field? Do it. Hopscotch. I put you in position to have an AC-20 shot on 7s. Into roly-poly. Boom. Alright. Hopefully the last turn here. Your gun hits with the PVC, hits with the medium laser, hits with the medium laser, misses with the cluster shot, needs 4 rolls, 3. Ouch. Yeah, Monday Night Megamek is in fact back, and you are just catching the very end of it. This might actually be the very last turn. Look at, oh, roly-poly. Roly-poly, the Whitworth dies at long last. Edith gets some sort of revenge. Emblem ammo explodes, pilot death. Bam. Gone. Beethoven the Rifleman gets a large laser on that left leg. 12 internal structure. No critical. Good. We don't want to get those extra paros in the very last frickin' turn. Gordana hits deep fill. Destroys the leg. Yeah, that's true. That is what the VOD is for. Spoiler alert. There's a lot of my dog in this episode. Medium laser, deep field. Okay. Deep field's not destroyed. Microscope section destroyed. Okay, like they are taking some severe damage, which hopefully is enough to get them 9 hits. Takes 20 damage center torso. Oh, but roly-poly is already dead. Yeah, okay. Hopscotch, you finally get the AC-20 shot on something that's already dead. Taiga, I've been thinking about playing MegaMek myself after watching yours games for months. Great. Yep, no, so MegaMek is fantastic. It is kind of this thing of, if you could play it sort of like casually, randomly, you can play MekHQ and get your own sort of like as in-depth or as light RPG kind of system thing as you want going on. There we go. Alright. Falls, not unconscious. So, one thing about MegaMek is it's specifically structured to not teach you the rules of BattleTech. They get away with the free product in certain extent because you're still encouraged to go out and buy copies, digital or otherwise, of the BattleMech manual, Total Warfare, and some of the other sort of board game accessories that teach you the actual rules that are going on here. And there's things like my stream, which I hope help teach people how to use it. If anyone has questions and shows up, I'm happy to help walk people through things that I know through chat. All right, let's find out. Did we win? Did they go below 50? 49. There's victory. We got this. We've got this. So done. We can hit / victory. Boom. We can hit / victory before we take any more attrition. Ooh, I was so excited. I was so excited at the beginning of this, being like, yeah, we're gonna kick some butt. And while we did, that attrition of just, 2 and 3 damage hits, those LRM5s and things, eventually wore through a lot of our armor and whatnot. All right, let's get to the pause screen here. Let's save some files. All right, here we go. Back to MekHQ. Do you want to declare that your side is controlling the battlefield? The Scenario template states that the victor retains battlefield control. Oh yeah, I won. I fought this. Victor's crippled. But we got backup. We got backup mechs. You've got extras. We've captured a whole bunch of people. Look at this. This is the other thing about these sort of irregular forces, combined arms matches, is you get a lot of prisoners. Because look at this. Federated Sons infantry, motorized platoon laser. Those platoons are anywhere between 16 and 30 plus people ish. Look at all that. And they can all individually be captured. Maximum heavy transfer for 2. Alright, I think the stuff that died all died directly to fire. Ooh, pirate. Federated Sons mech commander. I am giving that to Ergun. Because he is the one who took down that mech. I remember that for sure. Boom. The Enforcer. I am giving it to Hopscotch. Oh yeah. We got that. We won. Boom. Alright. That ended up being a bit more of a slog than I expected. So we will pick up. I should be streaming again next week. My goal at the moment is to turn this into an every other week thing. So on Mondays where we don't release a new episode of our podcast, that is when I will be coming in and streaming. I think trying to do it every single Monday at this point. I'm still settling in with a few things in my life. Like I said, I moved into a new house last week. I just moved, got my, senior puppy in here with me yesterday. We're adjusting a few things, and I think every other Monday is going to be the goal for a while now. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. We will deal with the consequences of repairs and everything next week, next Monday, 6 o'clock. And yeah, have a good night, and I'll see you guys next week.